Starting soon. No
Starting
longer
now.
starting soon.
Starting now.
Starting now, immediately.
Right
I like
now.
you've already got some pumpkin flair going on. I appreciate that.
Pumpkin flair and celebrating the Bears being in first place. And Green Bay being in last place.
Green Bay being in last place.
This is good.
Green Bay tied with the Lions.
Yes. If the playoffs started today. Oh, wait.
Would we actually be in the playoffs? How does
I
that
don't-
work?
probably.
Because technically, I guess the Vikings, since they won a divisional game, they're in the actual first place, right?
Okay. Yeah.
If you were going to
probably.
go with
Yeah.
some stats there or something. But
Yeah,
I'm
probably
sure
true.
we'll talk more Bears glory, at least for this week in a little bit here. But it is Thursday evening. It is time once again for some beverage podcasting fun, some joy, a bounty of bacchanalia, and I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I was starting to go into my Christmas
You
story
went-
kind of
wow,
rant there.
you've
I jumped into
Gone
Christmas.
right
I went
from
went over
October
Halloween.
into yes.
Yeah. But if you guys are new here or have missed a show at some point and haven't gone in the archives at YouTube for some strange reason, I'm Andrew.
I'm Keith.
And we are about beverages, and we're going to talk some beverages tonight. Debo, it's good to see you. Stoned is already good to see you as well. Debo always instantly making me hungry, especially because I was literally just today, and I didn't do it, but I was thinking about I have not had like a really good burger in like a long time. And it, like I said, that's something I like. I don't know if I'm not like I've been consciously cutting red meat out of my diet. It's just like it's kind of happened.
Yeah.
Like it's been more chicken and fish and just kind of other things. But it's like I still get I'm like, oh, I feel like a really
The next
good
burger is going to be amazing when you have it.
It is going to be amazing, like I said, and it could be a Baconator. Who knows? Maybe I'll be hungry enough after tonight's show. I'll just run to Wendy's very quickly. But yeah, how's your week been? It's been a couple weeks. We took a little hiatus again because
Has
you
been
know
a
it's
couple
the
weeks.
first show back. Sometimes is a lot. You need a little
I
extra.
needed
just to-
recovery.
I get it.
I had to
I
recover
get it.
from
I
that.
was
Oh, of
even. I
course.
was 60-40 too. I was like, oh, thank God Keith threw in the card there. I didn't know if I could do it.
You
But
thought I might have been watching a little too much Breaking Bad.
I wasn't sure if you actually
That
had
wasn't
fully
it,
broke
though.
that. How far have you gotten now? Where should we start this? I don't have the thing up like I did the other week. So
Sorry. That's about as much of it as I usually hear.
Yeah, that's true.
Before I skip the intro.
Before you hit skip.
I think maybe I should listen to it though.
I didn't know there was a whole song. When I pulled that, I was like, "This is 2 minutes."
Oh wow!
I was like,
It's
"Didn't
just
know
that.
Yeah, it's just that
It's a 2-minute
over and
loop,
over
yeah.
again. You had a burger yesterday. I am jealous of you. I'm jealous of you.
Season 5, episode 8, which it was. I was looking at how they were released. It's almost like they broke that season into 2 seasons.
Yeah, I think
'Cause it
there
was
was
like 2
there was
years.
something going on with that, and I forget what it was. I don't know if there's. It's definitely the first season. There was writer's strike stuff and other things. Sushi, how's it going? Good to see you. How are you?
So yeah, so it was like the first 8 episodes came out one year, and then the following year, almost like a year later, was when the last 8 came out. So,
Yeah.
So I'm
Is
on
that the
8.
final season then?
Yeah, I'm on the final season.
Okay, yeah, that is how it was. Yeah, 'cause they
Yeah.
basically had 16 episodes and they split it up into
Yeah.
2 seasons. Yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'm with you. So now I remember the last time you were here, you were just about to watch an episode that is excellent, the Full Measure.
I think I had watched that, or was that? Oh, maybe I was in the middle of that.
I think you were like just started
Okay,
something because I said,
all right,
"Oh, that's
yes.
a great one," because that has a really good Mike speech where he
That's-
talks about no half measures. And
Yeah,
the
that's
full
the
measure
end
thing,
of-
and yeah, which was
Hello,
great.
Pocket.
Pocket, how's it going? Good to see you.
Yeah, no, that was good. Yeah, no, I'm I went right through season 4, which had the ending. I don't want spoilers if anybody else hasn't seen it, but
Gus making a little tie adjustment.
oh yeah,
That was the part that I actually am not a huge fan of.
because I thought, yeah, how could he have?
I just think it seems goofy.
Well, it was
As much as I loved Breaking Bad and whatever else, but
because you're supposed to think he survived.
yeah, which
I
was like
guess.
I had no thought that
Yeah.
he survived when I saw it, and then like he just came walking out, and it was just kind of silly. I have neglected because as soon as Breaking Bad comes up, my brain just starts wanting to talk Breaking Bad. But we are having the first beverage of the evening. This is not a podcast we're doing, just kind of trying some. So this is Trader Joe's sparkling water. This is their Starfruit flavor.
Starfruit, yes.
What is Starfruit?
It is it actually, if you look it up, it's a fruit actually. It's kind of, that is almost like a small cucumber in shape, except that when you slice it, it actually looks like a star.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. It's also goes by the name, carambola, I believe. These are things I learned when I worked at the bakery. Hi, carambola. It tastes kind of
Well, we're gonna find out.
kiwi.
Okay. Yeah,
A little bit of that, a little bit of almost like the aloe juice kind of that we have. It's not, I mean, it's not super strong in flavor, but it's expensive, and it's kind of a, like I said, decorative thing. Every once in a while we would use it when I worked at the bakery to put on our fresh fruit tartlets.
Oh, those were delicious.
And,
those were amazing.
But yeah, it's really cool
we're getting a lot of good thumbs up in the chat here. Starfruit is good.
Yeah.
Oh, Starfruit. I know this one. Like I said, have you actually had this one, Stoned, or is it just you've had stuff that is Starfruit flavored? Hey, Bevy Brothers, this is your not a podcast episode, right? Yeah, this one right now, it's not a podcast kind of podcast.
Correct.
That's kind of what we do here sometimes.
That's how we get warmed up here. Warmed up with a sparkling beverage. Yeah, this is a new what we've had this seasonally, and I don't know if it's gonna be seasonal now, but now it's in cans. And the amazing thing is you did not have those graphics when I got over here at 5:20, and less than just less than a half an hour later, you already had it ready.
Photos,
for the screen.
some quick editing,
That's
and
right.
slightly
and there they are.
Slightly dimmer lighting than I was hoping to. I don't know why my phone. I don't want to get a new phone because I hate getting the payment back on there for the new phone unless I don't because I never pay for a phone all at once. So
you can
now
get a free one.
Do they have that now, dude? Like
that's how we got.
Seems like it's always like you got it. Like they're always like, yeah, it's $40 a month or whatever.
No,
like,
Ben and I over the summer we traded up to the 13.
Oh, because you get something for it if you trade in your phone, right? Sometimes?
Yeah, we traded in our
Okay.
we traded in our phones, and then they didn't have quite as good a deal when Pockets came up, but it's like $2 a month that we're paying over 3 years.
Oh, geez.
Like yeah. So it was good.
But no, because I'd like to, because like I still just have the iPhone, the X. And like I said, so that one, it still works really well, but like the camera, I think is kind of what's getting a little bit, it's not quite as luster. Because when I have my son when I have had him take photos for stuff that we needed or whatever else, I'm like, oh my God, it's just like a little more vibrant. Not so vibrant that it's spinning, but vibrant, that kind of thing. It's not cheap. Okay. It's a fruit that needs to be farmed at the right time of the year because if not, it's deadly. Is that true?
I did not know about
that. Is that a true fact?
Wow.
I can't remember for sure. Oh my God.
Like fugu.
See, now at Debo, he says something funny. Studio, it's good to see you. It's funny that Debo mentions jackfruit because that's what I was thinking of at first. Which jackfruit, the one time we used it was disgusting, which we've talked about that story before because we bought it in a can. We were trying to do jackfruit tacos or something like that, and it went terribly south. I think the recipe, and we've talked about it, two of the recipes that we tried out of this book about going vegan. I think we might have accidentally bought the worst vegan cookbook ever because it was just like, this is not the way
that
I
was
would
the title though.
Because that was, it was like this cookbook is the reason people don't like going vegan is because of these recipes. They are that bad. And actually, I had a clip. I should have put that up. I had all these like good clips today. Like I said, we put up one on Twitter. If you guys want to go check that out, there was a fun clip from a couple weeks ago. Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, all those things. There was one of those. But I also did have one speaking about going vegan because we were talking about wine and what is vegan wine. And you're like, well, it means that the workers didn't sweat on there was no workers harmed. And I was like, that's pretty fun. So I have that as a clip as well. So it may show up at some point. Would never try canned jackfruit. I'm pretty sure it was canned. This was. It just had too much liquid to it, and then the seasoning just kind of didn't match. It was one of those things that it needed to be drained a little bit better. And the way they had you make this dish, it should have actually kind of been, I don't know, like grilled almost. Like I don't know, there should have been something. Yeah, you have to. Because the texture just kind of got. Yeah, the texture was just a little more. And then the same thing too. We did a recipe with portobello mushrooms, which is like, oh, those are always delicious. Like I love portobello mushrooms, and they had us do it in the worst way ever. They basically had us do it in basically the crock pot, and then they got all mushy and they were rubber. I was like, what is this? You grill a portobello mushroom. This is not hard. It's not difficult. Vegan wine, did they apologize to the grapes as they smooshed them? Yeah, exactly. They're like, we're very sorry.
So sorry.
We apologize.
Think of the greater good.
Think of the greater good.
Think of what you're about to become.
I am the greater good.
Think of what you're about to become.
This is good. It's very light.
Yeah, it's just not much to it.
It's practically just water.
And I like I said, I like Starfruit. It is on the lighter side.
I get more out of the aroma. I get more out of the aroma, I would say. I get, like you said, kind of kiwi-ish.
Yeah.
Maybe a little lime, a little something else. Almost like a berry. Like there's almost like a raspberry or a strawberry. Again, very light on these flavors, so don't think you're going to get it. Yeah. Sort of like how apples are. If you eat too many, it'll kill you. Is that true too? What are all these facts about death?
Well, you eat too much of anything, I guess. Right?
Well, that is true. I'm going to look up Starfruit though, because now I just want to know. But a kiss can be deadlier if you mean it. What movie is that from?
I don't know.
Mistletoe can be deadly if you eat it, but a kiss can be deadlier if you eat it. A kiss can be deadlier if you mean it. You know what movie that's from?
I don't. Did I?
I think so.
When you kiss someone for real.
no. Batman Returns. There we go. Studio's got it. Batman Returns.
Okay.
There we go. Starfruit can be deadly, is what we'll type in. It can be yellow or greenish and has a taste ranging from bitter to sweet. Studies show that eating starfruit can have a harmful toxic effect for people who have kidney disease.
Oh, okay.
The substances found in the starfruit can affect the brain and cause neurological disorders. This toxic substance is called a neurotoxin.
And Dr. Weil even weighs in on it there.
All right, we'll see what he says. I've heard that starfruit is bad for kidneys and should be avoided. Is this true? Starfruit, also known as carambola, is a tropical fruit that traditionally comes from a tree. If you have no kidney problems, you can eat all the starfruit you want. It has no effect on healthy kidneys, but if your kidney function is impaired, eating starfruit can be very dangerous, even deadly. Symptoms of starfruit intoxication include persistent hiccups, nausea, vomiting, agitation, insomnia, mental confusion, and convulsions that occur within 1 to 5 hours of eating the fruit. There you go.
That sounds like one of those disclaimers that with all those drug commercials you get.
It kind of does.
May cause these effects.
It may cause all of these effects. Apple seeds have a form. Yeah. Okay. So it's apple seeds specifically. Let's see. I think that is something. Apple seeds can be deadly. Apple seeds and the seeds of related plants such as pears and cherries contain amygdalin. I don't think that's actually how you say it, but anyway, it is like cyanide, glyceride composed of cyanide and sugar. When metabolized in the digestive system, this chemical degrades into highly poisonous hydrogen cyanide. A lethal dose of hydrogen cyanide can kill within minutes. So yes, poisonous. We're learning about all the poisonous things today. I know where the poison is. It's in this glass.
Listening to AboutBeverages could be deadly. Wait, no.
No, that is not true.
Look that up.
That is not true.
That is true. 15 apples with the seeds.
We are a little off topic, on topic if we're drinking starfruit.
But that's the thing about joining us here on Thursday nights. There are many topics that are up for grabs.
It is all up for grabs. It's all how chat takes us.
That's right.
It's all how chat takes us for sure. Well, I'm glad that you were enjoying Breaking Bad. So, what did you think about Ted? Ted and Skylar. Her boss.
Yeah. No, I know now. Yeah, Ted Beneke. What did I think about that?
How far?
No,
did they go? There's that. What else has happened?
Well, I'm up to.
That doesn't help me.
What?
No, what's the last thing you saw of Ted Beneke?
Oh, he's in the hospital.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that had happened.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's happened.
How funny was that when they're just walking, all slips and falls and hits his head?
Oh, now we've got to call back to How I Met Your Mother.
Have you met Ted? I think you missed it that I like both of your shirts. Go Bears. Oh, did I? Oh my gosh. Well,
no, I saw it. I think
thank you for liking both of our shirts.
Yes.
Nice shirts on both the Bevy brothers. I like that. That's good. Yeah, I thought that was, he slips and falls. And then he thinks that they did that on purpose. Like, we're going to do something to him on purpose. And so he's like, I won't say anything. Like, he was like, because he found out about all
right.
Yeah, because he's in the hospital with just all the stuff on and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it'll be interesting once I get to the end to kind of reflect on it a little bit, because I've been watching it and I'm also a little bit, not disturbed, but I'm also a little bit like, where is this? How is this? Am I going to feel happy at the end of this? I don't think I am, but I'm not sure. I don't think I can. I don't think you can.
Interesting. Yeah. I think he has resolutions to everything at least.
Yeah.
What's the score? Nothing. Who's winning? Who's ahead? Who's behind? Let's ask Dave. I'm actually taking the fam on a weekend trip to Chicago this weekend, driving from Michigan. Studio. That's awesome. That should be super fun. What are you doing and where are you going, if I may ask? So to answer your question earlier, yes, I have had the beverage you're drinking. Oh, okay. You have had this one. Did you like it? Did you find it on the lighter side too?
T as in Ted. Robert Loggia.
Sushi loves that one. That's her favorite redemption. They'll hit it anyway. T as in Tim. Look, it's Robert Loggia. That's her favorite.
Robert Loggia.
Chicago is awesome. There it is.
I was stuck behind Robert Lozier at the airport.
May I have your name, please?
Robert Lozier.
Can you spell that for me?
Certainly. That's Robert Lozier. R as in Robert Lozier. O as in, oh my God, it's Robert Lozier. B as in, by God, that's Robert Lozier. E as in, everybody loves Robert Lozier. R as in Robert Lozier. T as in Tim, look over there, it's Robert Lozier. Space. L as in look, it's Robert Lozier.
Space. Debo, thank you. I appreciate it. I did enjoy it. Chugged it. Enjoyed it so much. You chugged it. Yeah, I think this definitely is obviously very, very drinkable. The bubbles on most of these, like the carbonation, has not been too high, which has been kind of nice. Like just the right amount of carbonation and thefts. Eating good food, a riverboat tour, and riding the train. Kids are 7 and 4, so that should be plenty. That does sound like plenty. Well, enjoy the food, and I expect when you come back to give me a full report on the foods that you ate. Did you go Italian beef? Did you go classic, actually Chicago thin crust pizza, like thin crispy pizza? Did you go deep dish pizza? What did you do? What was your choice?
The classic Chicago style is thin.
So that was what I've been learning. Actually, is it like
Not
deep dish is like deep dish is like what they like that. And that's like is kind of like what they're known for. But if you're ordering a pizza during the week, you're ordering a pizza. Someone in Chicago is not going to order a deep dish pizza. That's like, I want to pass out and I'm about to eat so much food. And, you know, the tourists come in and eat the deep dish pizza. Like, it's really actually like, I guess it's technically called like St. Louis pizza, or like where it's like thin, crispy, like that's their kind of thing. And it's usually cut like in squares. Like that's where the whole square thing comes.
Oh yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
So there you go.
All right.
I learned that. There's a couple people I follow that are from Chicago.
Okay.
Oh, did you go deep? Deep there. By the way, I have a permanent fix on my PC issues. I built a new one. I spent $0. Wow, did you just find like all the parts in a garbage can, Debo? Where are you finding these things? I like how the stream started just as I started making tea. It's perfect timing. Stone, we knew you were going to be making some tea.
I like how the little icon there is actually like the coffee cup or the teacup.
Even better. It
there
is a coffee or a teacup right there.
Perfect.
I found all the parts behind a Walmart. Perfect. Debo, I won't ask which Walmart where you were in California when it happened.
In the warehouse.
In the warehouse. I found in the warehouse.
Behind the showroom floor.
Yeah.
In the warehouse, I found a computer.
That almost sounded like Borat for a second there. Behind the warehouse, you finish computer.
You make a computer.
You find the PC. So yeah, I'm glad you've been enjoying Breaking Bad for the most part. I think when you actually get to the end, us all having a conversation about it, I think will be probably like I said, kind of interesting. So you've finished the first half of that. So
I'm almost done with episode 8. So yeah.
Oh, you're almost done with episode 8. Okay. So I'm glad I didn't say anything then.
He just went over to Jesse's after Skylar took him to the storage unit, and there's all the money there.
The stack of
that
money.
was kind of funny.
That was great, right?
She's had a couple of funny things. I
liked her. Like there was stuff in season, stuff in middle of season 4. I was just like, oh god, like I can't. Like it was almost like, God, you were such a bitch.
Yeah,
you're just kind of like, I almost can't. And that's kind of been like universally, like they just took her character and kind of went, maybe exemplified some of what you saw in the earlier seasons, where maybe she was, assertive or whatever. Oh my God, spoilers! Come on! Oh, come on! It's like a 20-year-old show at this point. 7 years?
Not quite that.
7 years old. 10 years?
Yeah, I think the last episodes aired in 2012 or 2013.
There you go. Please, I think we've passed the 10-year thing.
I know, but it's just that big stack.
Palette.
It's like, I'm spraying it for silver bugs, and I'm doing this and that.
And she's like, because I can't launder it fast enough, right?
How much more do you need?
Thing? Yeah. I lived in Chicago for 2 years. My favorite pizza was a little place in Lincoln Park that made thin crust, just like you mentioned, cut into squares. The deep dish makes me sleepy. And that is exactly what I have found out. And I think that is very interesting. Like I said, I still love deep dish pizza.
They call it the sleepy deep dish.
They call it the sleepy deep dish. Oh my God. It's a dark tea infused with raspberry, and it's personally one of my favorites. That sounds good. I like a good strong tea. Did you guys know everyone in this stream and chat is awesome, handsome, beautiful? Debo, I mean, that's obviously true. That's obviously true. If you're following this channel, you get I think you get immunity to fire, I think is one of the things too as well. No, you don't actually. No, I cannot. No, my lawyers say I can't say that anymore. Not allowed. But yeah, it's been a pretty good week. I've been catching up with Game of Thrones, been watching House of the Dragon. It's okay. I still don't think I know if I like it that much. Like it ebbs and flows. They're making some weird jumps in time and stuff like that. I won't spoil it because that is a new show, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm enjoying Lord of the Rings much more, the Rings of Power much more. kind of
Okay.
up there. Like I said, that is also a prequel, but it's so you don't even really need to know any of the stuff. I just think the acting in that is really good. I've been enjoying that quite a bit.
Nice.
Yeah. You were about to point to something.
It's something over here made me think of. I thought for one of the episodes on Breaking Bad, I saw that it was directed by. How's the guy pronounce his name? The guy from Knives Out. Is that Ryan?
Oh, Rain Johnson.
Did he do Breaking Bad? Okay.
He did like 3 or 4 of the episodes. One of the episodes
last season.
Yeah, like he did. Definitely did a couple of those. One of the episodes that he directed is literally, I think it might not be anymore. So like, don't hit me in the comments. But at one point, it was literally the highest IMDb rating for a show ever. Like, it had like almost like a perfect rating, and for a really like years. And it was like kind of one of those things. Like, I can't believe this hasn't been bombed. I don't think you've gotten to that episode. He does one definitely toward the end. He did the episode The Fly, which people kind of don't like. Also,
okay, I saw that one.
Which people are like, this is a weird filler episode, but it's like, I kind of like it because I think it's interesting. Kind of shows the obsessive nature.
But there was one earlier in season 5. I think I was like, wait a minute, I know that guy's name. I know that from somewhere.
Yeah,
he's okay.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson or whatever. But it looks like Rain RAIN or whatever. It's backwards or whatever.
2032. What? Oh, what? Are you talking about the Lord of the Rings stuff? Yeah, I don't know. You never know, though. 4 years ago, I had never seen any of the Harry Potter things, and now I know them all pretty much inside out. So I will never say never. Maybe I will. So
that's very true.
It's very possible.
Almost makes me want to spend my Twitch Prime, but I don't have my Prime sub ready. Dang it, Twitch! Oh my God. At some point, Debo, when you have it, you're more than welcome to use it.
How's it golfing out there? Good. Oh, the wind? How's it? How's the wind?
Oh, good. You gonna play today?
Oh, God, no. Hate the game. Hate the people that play it even more.
Then why'd you ask me?
Oh, I'm just not good at small talk, you prick.
Classic. I live under a bridge. I'm anything but handsome. Please, Stone, we are all handsome in the eyes of the About Beverages channel.
We've got
right
that that misty sort of.
You got the Sybil Shepherd filter.
The Sybil Shepherd filter.
The Sybil Shepherd filter. You guys
foggy, hazy.
Some of you youngins out there won't know what that means, but look it up. Look up the
yes.
Sybil Shepherd filter. Keith will get these shows in 2032. Don't spoil it for him. That is pretty funny. I thought The Fly was a good episode. Like I said, I think it is an interesting episode. Like I said, that one is one of the ones that does seem like it's universally disliked sometimes, but I honestly thought it was pretty good. I wonder if that's
the one that Ben was talking about, that he wasn't a big fan of that one either. But I remember there was one he said, yeah, there's one episode, and I thought it was either that. It may have been that one. But I can see both sides of that. I was like, all right, I get why that would have been.
Yeah.
So
it's okay to have a face for radio like I do. You've got a face for radio, son. Gee, thanks.
And a voice for TV.
And a voice for TV.
Mean?
Oh, no.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know. I don't know at all. But yeah, Rings of Power, I've been enjoying that more than the Game of Thrones. I'm trying to think of what else we've been watching. We were catching up on some other things. We're in mid-season 10 on Frasier. That'll be finished soon. My wife's been watching Modern Family again when she kind of like is watching something. It's either that or like she likes watching. And I don't know if Pocket watches any of these kind of shows. Well, she watches a lot of the like ghost shows and stuff like that too, where people hunting down ghosts and things. But there's also the guy, he kind of looks like low rent Indiana Jones. He does these adventure shows where he's like, I'm hunting for buried treasure on the whatever. He's kind of a younger guy, got like a little grizzled beard, kind of like yourself, and.
Is that the Explorer thing?
Yeah,
because that's Pocket's like that's the job I want.
Expedition Unknown or something.
She's
wife,
like that's my dream job.
My wife watches those, and he's going down there talking about stuff. Oh, okay. Well, he's pretty funny.
But she said that's her dream job.
He's actually on TikTok too, and does like little, just kind of like, he must be maybe have some background in comedy or just kind of has funny ideas because he sometimes does stuff on there too. But that is probably the other like guilty pleasure show. I appreciate the artistic nature of the Fly episode, but I didn't care for it myself. Yeah, I think that is like, I think that's the right opinion to have, but oh my gosh, everyone's getting some motes. Thank God Stone's giving us some motes. We needed those.
We are almost done with the next, the season 4 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh my gosh, the Bizarre Adventure, the anime update.
Yes.
Are you still liking it?
Update, but yeah, it's good. We haven't gotten as close to these characters as previous episodes, but still...
Keeps jumping forward in time every season, right?
Yeah.
Is that how it works? What year are we in now? The year 2100?
No, I think it's still in the early 2000s.
So. Okay. In the year 2000.
In the year 2000. That's
right. Do I owe Conan O'Brien any money for that?
I don't know. He did sing it, though.
It's true. Any other interesting like stands or musical references that have popped out at all?
There's Emperor Crimson. Or actually, King Crimson.
Oh, instead of King Crimson.
It's King Crimson.
That's not bad.
Is the big one.
Is there any Prince references or anything like that? Like,
no. There was.
I was just trying to think of like big like artists that be like, is there a Metallica reference at some point?
It's
been like it's like there
was
ride the lightning.
No, there's Crazy Diamond.
Oh, okay.
I think I told you that one. Pink Floyd.
That's nice.
Golden
Wind.
Golden Wind is the season 4 that we're watching. Yeah, that's the main guy. That's his stand.
Is Golden Wind?
Golden Wind. Yes. Not break, but he doesn't break Golden Wind.
Is there any showers involved?
No, there's no golden showers. It's
all
the
God.
Wind. Sticky.
Ew, your stand is disgusting.
Sticky Fingers.
What do you call Rolling Stones?
Rolling Stones, yeah,
that's pretty good.
But he's called Zipper Man.
Okay.
So in
that's
the actual
album cover.
In the actual for the copyright stuff, it's my Zipper Man. But when you actually hear him speak, he says Sticky Fingers. So yeah.
Oh my God.
So yeah, there's that. Oh, the
previous you've seen that's actually the cover of that album.
No, okay. I was telling Pocket about that. There's also the previous one had
Stinky Fingers.
Three Queen. There was Sheer Heart Attack.
Okay.
Bites the Dust. What the other one was. But yeah, no. So there's this one.
All dead.
No, that would have applied in some situations there for sure. But yeah, no Eagles or Peaceful Easy Feeling. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no,
that's good.
Just puts everyone to sleep.
Oh, wait, we froze. Oh, there we are.
Nope, we're fine.
Okay. I looked over there and little glitch.
You paused.
Okay. I just paused. And, actually, that's kind of like one of the stands in the Golden Wind.
It literally just makes you pause.
Where you miss moments of time. Yes.
Yes, Roundabout. That's true, Debo. That could be a good one. Couldn't watch it because it was too cringy for you. I don't know why it got cringy for you. Who knows?
What's that?
And I'm assuming that season. Maybe he stopped at some point. Not for you though. You're fine with it.
We're there.
You're not enjoying it quite as much those previous seasons though?
Correct.
Okay.
You want enjoying it, but just not not as attached to
How many more seasons are there?
I think there's one, but then I've seen that there are new episodes as well. So.
Dear God.
I know.
How many are there in a season?
Keep cranking them out. It's like 39.
Sheesh.
The high 30s. Yeah.
My God.
Yep.
Live action stuff goes down to like, we'll do 10 and that's it. Maybe 8. Anime's like, we'll do 100.
Do you know when Ted Lasso's coming out again?
I don't.
I saw they won a whole bunch of Emmys again. So.
I did. And did you see the outrage?
I saw your outrage.
That and I didn't even know it, but I saw it then reported later, and our brother mentioned it to me too. They had 40 over the years. They've had 46 Emmy nominations, and Better Call Saul has won 0.
Wow.
46 Emmy nominations, they won 0. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like the Emmys are just like, it's just such a worthless thing. Like that just does not make a itty bit of sense. Not that they have to clean up every year, but like if you've been on for that long, had that many episodes, you were universally thought of as one of the best shows, to not win in any of those years. Yeah. Like, and losing out to, it's just absolutely stupid.
Okay.
Still waiting on that Dr. Stone season.
Stone Ocean. Yeah.
Stone Ocean.
Yeah. No, that's what Stardust Crusaders is. Maybe that's the next one. I don't know. I'm all confused.
Stardust Crusaders. Maybe that's the last
I just take it one episode at a time. That's all.
Different anime. See, you're going.
Oh, okay.
You can't. You can't be switching animes, Debo. We only got one anime here.
Yeah, no, that's all I know. I'm a one-trick anime pony right now. So.
And I watched 0. Someone tagged me in something on Twitter the other day. Actually, it was Hatch tagged me in something on Twitter where it was like one of those things where people started like your favorite this like 4 different things or whatever, or something, and then it was like then tag like 3. So it was like one of those. I wound up not answering it because like one of them was like favorite anime, and I don't want to be like, don't watch it. I don't want to be that person because then you just get destroyed on the internet, So and like then the other one, like I saw they had responded. It was like favorite drink, and they were like Sprite, and I was like, what? How's that your favorite drink? I'm like, I'm not even engaged in this conversation. I'm out. Couldn't even do it. Space cowboy anime. I've heard like my nieces have told me to watch cowboy because I've asked them before. I'm like, if I'm actually going to try and watch something, you know what I kind of like. These are the ones I've heard of. Should I watch any of these? Cowboy Bebop is one I've mentioned. Ghost in the Shell, or Ghost in the Machine, whatever that is. That one. There was a couple I mentioned. They're like, yeah, that would be the ones you probably might like, just because it's a little bit more, kind of action or whatever. But I started watching. Actually, I lied. I watched 2 episodes of an anime because Lucky wouldn't stop talking about it. He kept telling me I need to watch Invincible. Is that what it's called? Indestructible? Invincible? Incredible? Someone in chat will know
it's all
in a second one. Invincible, I think, is what it's called. It's like some sort of superhero thing. It's got some good like voice acting in it. It's got J. Jonah Jameson is like one of the who does the farmers commercials. We helped out with that, and we can do We Are Farmer.
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons, like he's like the main voice actor for like one of these superhero like guys or whatever, and stuff. I just cannot get into it. Like I just don't like that. Like it's like Speed Racer had the same look. I just don't like that look where it's like it feels like it's missing frames. Like it's not smooth. Like there's something about like just the like the artistry is beautiful. Like, and I don't know if it's all like this. Maybe those other ones aren't. But it was like as soon as I started watching it, I was just like. I just don't like there's it's like it's like every once in a while it's like it just feels like it takes out like a bits of animation or something like that. I don't know what it is, and I'm just like, I know this is a style, people love it or whatever. I was just kind of and then it's the same thing where it's just the mouth movements. It's always like the very generic kind of mouth because they have to translate it into 87 different languages or whatever.
Right.
So
right,
it's like that's not gonna let. So I don't know. The story was kind of interesting. I might finish it. This is me just being picky, but I don't count that one as an anime. Shrugs. I don't know. I mean, why not? That does sound like you're being picky. Like why not? Assassination Classroom is a good anime. Like I said, I would definitely try some other things because I don't like to be that person that I've like watched one and I didn't like it. It's like, well, there's it'd be like if someone walked in like, well, I tried Beefeaters and I hate gin. It's like, well, no, you don't. You might still,
right? But
let me give you the couple that are the best, and then if you still don't like it, that's fine. But don't come in here with that. Like, it's like,
right.
Yeah, I found some old granddad that had been sitting in the corner for 3 years and it was disgusting. I'm never drinking bourbon again. Well, you have picked the wrong one. You've absolutely, that was like someone on Twitter today was like, it was like literally the things they were mentioning about some of the tequilas they liked. And they were like, yeah, these are great. And it's all the ones that have the additives in them and that were like, just like by the famous actor. It was just like, the more you read about some of those things, you're just like, so then I had thought about writing something that I didn't. I just went with like, hey, if you like, you should try. And then I mentioned one of the ones that we like that's additive free. And it's just a really like the classic, like good tequila. And it was nice because doing that way, other people then chimed in like, oh, that is a good one. Like, and they were trying to, so it was more positive as opposed to like, well, those have, as opposed to being that guy that's like, well, those are not like the greatest. I'm glad you like those, but maybe try redirect in a positive fashion. Of course, I told him to fuck off. But on the outside, I said I'd consider it. What movie is that from? Think about it. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to go grab a gin. I don't even know if we'll podcast. We're going gin on this. Before. Yeah, because I think that's going to be lighter than the other thing. And I don't even know if we'll podcast on this. Okay. I think I might just do this in the format of like, I'll try and segment as we talk, and I might turn it into like a 2 or 3 minute TikTok. Because I don't think it's like worth us sitting here like doing the whole thing. That's just my opinion. I don't know how you feel about it. So.
No, that sounds good.
Anyway, if you can figure out what that one is before we get back, you win a big high five from me at some point.
We'll redeem something.
Yeah, we'll redeem something for free. Yeah, so just figure out what that is. Actually, let me take this off the screen first before we go. Do that. And then, we'll be right back with a gin from Kirkland. That is off the Stream Beats Indie Pop. They're playing Simple Love, and it almost sounds like that could be in like a slightly upper budget 80s movie. There was something about that maybe like not quite like Better Off Dead, which is a classic that I love, but like a little better than that. But like, maybe a John Hughes 80s movie, something like there's some flavor in there that I feel could be kind of interesting. But if what I forgot to do at the beginning of the show too, if anybody ever wants to know what we're having, all that kind of stuff, other than the immediate thing that we have up on the screen, Beverage Command is always in effect. Like I said, we just had the Trader Joe's Starfruit Sparkling. I put spring water still in there. See, I was thinking it was spring water too. Look, I even put it in the description, but it was just water. And then we've got the gin. We've got some pumpkin beers that I love this time of year just for pumpkin beers.
I
And
know.
you're actually leaning into it, bringing it on yourself just because you know it's going to happen anyway.
$2. Yeah, no, I thought I might as well just face it
$2.
and just, just jump. Well, because, we weren't really sure what we were going to do. And I thought, well, it is that time of the year. So
Yeah.
I'm embracing it. Well, one of them's from Prairie. So Prairie is definitely, I know for Pocket, that's those are the sours that she loves. And so, and we love, Prairie does a lot of great beers. So that's why.
Yeah, I mean, we
We'll do
had
that.
something recently. One of our podcasts was on that. If you go in the archives on YouTube and check that out right now. Currently, website down. Depending on when you're watching this in the future, it might not be.
Oh, that's
right
right.
now.
Yeah.
Currently, website under construction. But it
I know
has-
I've gone to that. There's a little guy. He's busily working.
yeah, and there is links to YouTube and Twitter on there though, so at least we're still getting that traffic.
All right.
But yeah, so that's not too bad. But yeah, but we did the spicy pickle monster.
Spicy pickle monster.
Spicy pickle
Yes.
monster was also an anime you watched the other day. Was also called that, I believe. Right?
The spicy pickle monster.
The spicy
Yeah,
pickle monster.
anime.
Oh my god! There it is.
Yes, Better Off Dead is a classic.
That is. You'd be better off dead than to live without you.
Elizabeth Daly.
Is that who that? I always forget who.
Yeah. Pee-wee. She's in Pee-wee Herman.
Yeah. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Things you shouldn't understand. I don't understand. Was that her thing that she was a singer? Did she have a small pop career? This is
Well,
something you would know.
I don't know about a pop career, but then she's also in the Friends episode. She's the one where she's Phoebe's ex-partner that they sang and then they broke up. And then I think she steals Smelly Cat from her. I don't know. There's something going on there, but there's something where then they want to get back together, but then she wants to, they had a rift. They broke up, but then she tries to get back together. So that's like from one of the first few seasons, but that's her as well.
Interesting.
Yes.
But yeah, so no Billboard Hot 100 hits or anything like that.
That I know of.
Did any of those songs from Better Off Dead make it even crack in like, because that was probably on the soundtrack or something? Right?
Well, the Howard Jones song, I think, may have been the top 40.
We can be one, we can be one too. Yeah. That one.
Friends spoiler alert. Oh my goodness.
All right, studio. All right. Like I said, this is going to be a very non-traditional podcast and not really a podcast at all. It's going to be almost like what we just did. I'm just going to edit some snippets together because I think this might just be some more light conversation than anything else. Yeah. No, bonk.
Well, because this was such
25-year-old show.
Because Dad brought this over.
He did.
For Joseph's birthday
is literally
party.
how this was discovered. My dad brought this over for a birthday festivity that we had. This is the Kirkland London Dry Gin. And I was like, it's in a giant 1.75 bottle. Absolutely huge. And I was like, okay. I'm like, I swear I've had this before at some point that someone recommended this to me when I used to work at the coffee place at Arbuckle. And I tried it then. And I remember being like, that it was okay, like that it was kind of more like we talked about, like the kind of like an Old Tom style of gin where it was like a kind of cream note to it or something. Something I was just not a fan of. I like more of usually like this juniper forward kind of style. But I was like, oh okay, well I have it. I'll try it at some point. So yeah, Kirkland London Dry Gin is what we're going to actually be trying here in a 1.75 ml bottle. Do you remember what the price was when I told you?
I saw it. I was just at Costco because I sent you that picture of that $16.99.
$16.99 for this giant bottle.
It's funny too because I mentioned that I was going to be podcasting.
Did you wind up buying a
trying
bottle of the Bottle and Bond? I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, I did not. I don't.
It's so good though.
I just don't.
Just have it.
Just
Throw
have
all
it there.
of your other trash away and just have that.
My other trash, meaning your Woodford Double Oak.
Yeah, that you give back to me.
Yeah, I'll give that back to you. I should.
Because I had a bottle of that because I can't, like, we didn't need any. I was just like, I can't not buy this for $23. It's so good.
Yeah,
like
it's
made by 1792.
I thought that that was one we had, and I was talking with Fitz actually the other day about that because he said he was either going to get that or there was some other scotch that he was interested in. He wound up getting the scotch, but yeah, I just mentioned this and one of the guys I worked with, I said, yeah, we're going to have a gin from Costco. He's like, the green bottle? He's like, when we were in Hawaii, he said, we had that. He's like, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of, I think, everyone's reaction so far.
That. Yeah.
Was the guy mellow? Was he mellow yellow? They call me mellow yellow. No, that one had it back when I was fitting my uncle. I don't know what that means. Is that like when you were getting a fitting, like with your, like,
I know that
they measure, they cup to the other side, and they measure the other side.
Uncle.
We're going back to other friends' references. All right, let's pour
fitting
this giant bottle.
Yeah, you need both hands.
I do.
Brave man pouring it over your keyboard too. I think we should, though, spend a lot of time talking about the color today.
Yeah, and that'll be most of this TikTok video. When it's
Speaking
going for
of color, though, we just got a gin in, and it's called like Empress Indigo.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
blue.
colored
It's-
with like pea flowers or something like that. Okay, so
yeah,
we
it's
have
like
that
blue
at work
purple,
now.
or it's kind of
Okay.
purplish.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, I've not had it.
yeah. I haven't had it either.
You got
We
that
had
in at Trader Joe's?
Yep, it showed up on.
Pourquoi
our
was the
order guide.
cost?
I think it's in the high 30s
That sounds about right.
somewhere. So
Proof
88. Is that what?
88.
Yeah.
That's about what you expect.
Oh, okay.
Visiting him, sorry, but yeah, he was being fitted for a suit when I tried it. Oh, gotcha. Okay, I was like, that makes sense then. His name you worked with? Oh, yes, it was Josh. Josh had mentioned it to me. Yes, you're correct, Baker. Yes.
Not Josh Willis.
No, Josh Mello was his
Mello.
actual name.
That's okay. I remember, I never worked with that person, but I do remember that name.
Yeah, he was super cool.
Nothing
Maybe- okay.
overwhelming, but it's good. I mean, it's got the
Yeah.
nice juniper, just solid.
Juniper, some other little botanical.
Nice blend. Yeah,
I think
not
they
super
claim,
hot
like-
on the alcohol or anything, but
The
5
amount
times
of botanical,
distilled.
yeah.
A lot of distilling. Opposed to 0 times distilled, to avoid that.
They don't actually say how many botanicals are in it.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's nice. It's smooth, but there's an aroma there, so that's good. That's a good start.
yeah, aroma in your gin is a good thing. Yeah, like I said, yeah, definitely juniper. Like I said, that's kind of forward. A little bit of citrus, little alcohol kind of comes. Like it's a little, even though it's 88, it's a little hot on that side. But no, it's just a nice solid,
But
gin,
not overly
gin
so.
flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Think about it a bit.
Yeah.
If not, that's fine.
If not, who gives a shit?
Who gives a shit? That's a
Hello.
movie no. That's a new movie no one will know.
Yeah,
Sadly.
somebody knows that one. Wow, that'd be amazing.
Dolores. Oh no, not Dolores. Iris.
Iris.
Iris. And then when someone else also like Gloria.
Yeah.
Gloria. Like someone else is
So
yelling.
sad.
Everyone's yelling from the rooftops
Yeah.
for their long lost love. If anyone gets that reference, I don't think anyone needs one in here, but I'll gift you a sub to the channel of your choice if you get that movie reference. Interesting switch up too on Monday Night Football. I'd forgotten about that. It was going to be Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. I was kind of shocked. I was like, oh yeah. I'm like, I think they changed this. I was like, Joe Buck. And then this is also what was funny too. I always thought Joe Buck to be a fairly tall man. I don't think ESPN ever knew that he actually needed to probably have a little bit of a lift when he sits next to Troy Aikman. Because Troy Aikman, I didn't think was super. Troy Aikman's my height. Let's start off.
Okay,
with that.
yeah, I was saying he's probably like 6'3",
And
6'4".
But like when you saw them in the booth previously and all their other shows, like they were probably usually sitting down or they were doing the little,
Right.
Al Michaels like mic thing where there's, so you'd never really notice. But this one, they started out Monday Night Football. They're both standing there and it's like, oh, Joe Buck's a good 3 inches shorter.
Joe
than,
Buck had a booster.
he
He's a booster
needed
seat.
one. It looked more than it did. I looked it up. And so you never know on the internet. You never know on the internet of how much people kind of inflate their height.
Yeah, there's
Because
always
it seemed like more of a difference, but it claimed Buck was 6'1" and Troy Aikman was 6'4". There was only 3 inches difference. It appeared to be a little more than that.
Okay.
So I don't know if he was standing in a divot or
Hey, Troy.
something had happened, but it was just funny. It did make me chuckle. I heard it is made by Gordon's. So good. Someone in chat here mentioning quickly, like said they've heard that this is made by Gordon's. So I saw that was a possibility.
Okay.
I also saw Tanqueray. So those are the two dominant options for this gin, this Kirkland London Dry, is that it is made, like I said, by either Tanqueray or by Gordon's.
So, and it's funny now whether or not he did some research on that, but my coworker actually mentioned Tanqueray.
Oh, interesting.
He does gin and tonic.
Okay.
And he specifically said that today. So, okay. It's not super complex, but I mean, even for Costco, $17 for that much. I don't think you don't want to expect too much. But it's also smooth.
I think so too.
I think there's a little creamy. The body's good actually.
Yeah, it does not have the creaminess that I had said
the creamy
previously,
taste,
but yeah, there's a little viscosity to the body. The juniper, it's juniper forward, a little bit of citrus, but yeah, pretty clean finish. It makes a really good martini. Like I said, I know, and you usually go dirty with your martinis, so I'm sure it would work out fine for you.
Fine on the gin
I
and
like
tonic.
the juniper, kind of the spice that comes out, maybe even a little peppery.
Yeah.
Like, again, is it super complex? No, but for just like, classic, when people talk about this is my everyday drinker or something I want to use for just like, I'm going to have a martini today, it's nothing special. It's really good, and that price is kind of insane because we even had that one from Trader Joe's recently that was $9.
$8.
And this is obviously even cheaper than that.
That was a little rougher than this.
And that was definitely rougher. And like I said, for this one's even a little bit cheaper. So I don't know, like I said, it's kind of up to you. If anyone else has had this, I think they should definitely give it a shot and see what they think. But
because this could definitely be like your daily, or not daily, but your well drink, I guess, in your bar. Not your top shelf sort of thing, but a workhorse.
Yeah, daily drinker.
I don't want to make it sound that way. Yeah, you could have this on your way to work. It'd be great.
Yeah, exactly.
You could put this in your water bottle when you're on your bike and just
I almost wound up clipping that. I didn't finish that one though, but I had the clip from the other week where we were talking about the daily driver from.
Oh yeah,
and you were like, it's like kind of weird.
Yeah, otherwise it was kind of a weird name for a beer, even though they were saying low alcohol. Should be your beverage of choice in your car should be 0 alcohol.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just low alcohol.
Not even a whisper.
0. Yeah.
But yeah, either Gordon's or Tanqueray was. I found that in multiple articles, not just the one that I do have the link to. Like I said, didn't really find too much else to put up for a link for this information. But yeah, it's like I said. So I found that. I think. Let's see. Yeah, Tanqueray, Gordon's. There was one. There's also another brand I've never heard of. It's like Diageo. It's right there on the screen.
I think they're more of an importer.
They're a multinational alcoholic beverage company. They do a lot of it. I guess they do a lot of the different brands, and they own some gin brands. So it could be very easily that they would do that, kind of basically relabel for them. So that was the other option.
I wonder, what's the place?
They just didn't put this one in a plastic bottle. No, it is a solid glass bottle. It is heavy. And what I always think is funny about all these bottles, like especially the Hendrix, which I guess bartenders hate Hendrix bottles because it's those giant bottles, with tiny little. This is the same thing where it's like this tiny little spout, this big bottle.
Yeah. Right, you do have to, or transfer it to another bottle, I guess.
Yeah.
But what's the company? Is it like MVW? There's one of those companies that does like all the bourbons, and it's like the
MGP.
MGP, that's it. They don't. Do they do? I mean, who knows? Maybe they do gins as well.
Yeah.
That's.
No, I don't know.
There would be a place you could save a little bit of money right there.
That for me is like I said, usually we always talk about that. Like, sometimes we don't quite find that balance of things,
right.
But no, I think this one is great. Like I said, do I like it better than Hendrix or Botanist or Roku or any of those? No, I don't like it better than those, but it's very good. And again, like I said, as a I'm going to, for me, I do usually have a couple martinis throughout a week at some point. But not the same day.
You
Maybe
don't do
sometime.
a sipping. You don't sip gin though, for the most part.
I do
right?
not know.
So
as long
as you have something. Once again, you might want. You know what? I'm going to kick up my martini today, and I'm going to use one of these more expensive gins. But if you're just like, you know what, I just want to have martini and let the gin is the star in the martini. So
and the way I make a martini, like I said, I add maybe a little bit more vermouth than I used to.
Right.
Like I said, and leave a little bit more of that in there. But for me, it really, the gin is the star. So that still has to be good. But no, this is perfectly acceptable in a martini. I don't know. What do you think? Like I said, you're more of a gin and tonic guy. How do you think those flavors would work in there? Just
it'd be good.
Good enough.
Yeah.
There's no, like I
Absolutely.
said, usually I like it when there's a little more citrus forward stuff, which this
Yeah.
is, there's some of that in there, but it's a little
I
backed
squeeze
off.
some lime in there anyways
Okay.
into my gin and tonic. So yeah, no, that would work.
Yeah. But no, I think, like I said, yeah, especially for that price, that is a good, like, I'm having guests over or whatever else. Like that is 100% solid for that. And like I said, yeah, for anything. Yeah. I couldn't believe like it's over 2 bottles worth of gin. It's 1.75.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
true.
over 2 bottles for that $17 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, you're
just, yeah, that's just kind of nuts. And then on that same token, like the picture you'd sent me, and I had already bought one of them though. Sometimes Kirkland will have it. They'll have a bottled in bond whiskey. I think it's a 1 ml bottle or 1 liter bottle, I should say.
Yes,
Sorry.
the Barton it said, right? I think.
Yeah. So it says Barton. So that is actually made by 1792 and is 100% a great bourbon. Like I said, yeah, that one is, that's not even a, like, that's good at this price. It's great. And this price is amazing. Like it's just like those two things going together. So I definitely recommend picking that up if you like bourbon, or picking up a couple and using it as a mixer. Like I like using higher proof stuff as a mixer. I know we've been talking about that lately. I had, cause I thought I had less of the Wild Turkey rye, the barrel proof rye, the 115 proof or whatever. I thought I had less of that in one. And they had it at Costco. I don't know. Did they still have it at Costco when you were there?
I think I saw it there.
Okay. I thought they might run out of it. And at that price, I wound up buying a couple of them. And all of a sudden, then I went and looked at my bottle. My original bottle was still a little more full than I thought, because I thought my wife liked that one, but I don't think she does as much. So I actually made some Manhattans with that this week, and oh my God, that was a treat. That was a treat. Rye, like I said, that rye, the higher proof, like I said, using the, like I said, the sweet vermouth in there. I actually use now a couple different bitters in there. I use Angostura bitters, and I use the Regan's orange bitters.
Are you able to find Regan's?
I order it through Amazon.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I still had some, but yeah, I do 4 dashes, the orange bitters, 3 of the other, of the Angostura bitters to kind of balance those two things out. And then sweet vermouth and like I said, and that rye was like, I was like, oh my God, that was like a nice special treat. Something I would not keep doing. I finished up that bottle wound up being gone over the last few weeks. I'm like, well, I'm not going to use
my Manhattan
anymore.
bottle.
Yeah. And I was like, that one's kind of not. So now I've just gone back to the regular things, but yeah, that was a nice little treat. So, but yeah, like I said, no, definitely recommend this Kirkland if people are looking for a gin that they just kind of want to have around, or have
Or good for a party. And
great for a party, and yeah, even just good for just
and you won't
this.
be giving them the Von Kruger's gin.
Yeah, the Scotch aged in styrofoam kegs. But yeah, that one is very good. I did see, because I did a little bit of online shopping, and then I saw, like I said, Tap and Bottle, who we buy a lot of their stuff from their bottle shops and things. They now at least have integrated things a little better. You can actually now use your points online. I don't know if you've been on their website a little bit.
I saw something about that, and supposedly the gift cards too, right?
Gift cards now work.
Okay.
All that stuff now works, which is great.
Good.
So that's the good, how they've updated their site, because they obviously went and switched to another purveyor. The not so good, I could not find a spot on there to search.
Oh, that's not good.
No. I don't know if
You
I
need
missed
to
it.
search.
I don't know if I missed it when I went in and picked up my order.
It used to be really small at the top.
Yeah. Have you got it? So it doesn't even look like that anymore.
Oh, okay.
Their
Yeah,
site
I haven't looked at it lately.
Their site kind of looks like, I wonder if they're using the same. It kind of looks a little Pueblo Vita-ish.
Okay.
Like if you go, I don't know, did you ever order stuff from Pueblo Vita's online store at all?
No, I've gone
Okay.
to their
All
site, but I haven't ordered anything from them.
But like I said, so good things that they have done. Like I said, they've got a lot of the same categories, but it's like now just all on the same list. So you'll click on things and it'll just do a quick scroll to that like header spot. And then there's no search. So it's like literally just scroll.
Wow. Okay.
Most of the stuff is obviously alphabetized, but like for me, and again, this could be a me thing. No one else does this. I go on there. I'll initially look at like new stuff they have in stock, but then I literally just type in
Certain
like 6
breweries.
or 8 breweries that I want to know if they have anything from them, and I don't want to miss like searching around. And I couldn't find that, so I'm probably gonna, like I said, I'll have to.
No, I like that too.
Send them
That's
a
good
message and
feature.
see if I just missed it, if it was somewhere hidden. Like it's like, oh, if you click on the logo, that's the search. Like something that I would not have expected. So, but other than that, like I said, glad that they did make those tweaks. But anyway, I went through. And I think I got to at some point, and I was looking at and they did have some of the pumpkin ones that we have talked about trying to have again. Like they had the from Southern Tier.
Yeah, when I was there it was a week ago Wednesday. Jason said they hadn't fully gotten into the pumpkins yet. They had got some, they were more Oktoberfest.
Which I
focused.
actually bought a couple Oktoberfest. I bought one that we had last week while we were watching the Bears game, which was actually pretty good. It was just
Good to mix
was that
it
the
up.
one from? It was actually the one from Lacumba Brewing Company, their Oktoberfest. It was just a good classic malty, like October, like it was, good. And then I bought another one, which I can't remember who that one was from. But yeah, the pumpkin, I just couldn't. It was like $4.50 for one of them. I was like,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have liked those Southern Tier ones, and we should probably revisit them because it was years and years ago. It was 4 sets ago and multiple sets of lights and video cameras ago and everything else. But we just did not like. We tried the Stout, which we thought would be really
And
good.
the Warlock.
And we tried, which was that one called the Warlock?
I think it was called, yeah. That was a dark, yeah.
Yeah, because we tried
Yep.
that one, and then we
Yep.
tried their other one. And they were just like kind of okay. Like I just don't remember. A lot of people I've seen already on Twitter appear like they're in stock. Like putting up the picture. And I was like, glad you're excited for it. Like, that's not, the one I like said the ones I met, like said the one from the pumpkin down or whatever from Ballast Point, which I don't even see Ballast Point beers hardly anymore.
Yeah, I don't either.
I know they're still around because sometimes you'll see stuff, but I rarely ever see them on shelves. Ballast Point, like I said, that one was one of our favorites, and then obviously the one from the classic from Dogfish.
I saw that
pumpkin.
one.
That
They
one's
had
always
that
good.
one, yeah.
That one's always solid every year.
Yeah.
And then I have not had one in a long time, but I'd like to buy the Shipyard Brewing, the Pugsley Smash Pumpkin. That was an Imperial Pumpkin beer. That was like always one of the favorites too. So we haven't had like anything that rated highly enough lately. Remember we used to every year we'd have a bunch and then we'd be like, okay, well, let's put that up against like one of the ones that we love. And we just haven't loved a lot.
No, we tried. Well, what was it? O'Fallon or something last
The
year?
O'Fallon Brewing one was one of our favorites. Was the pumpkin like latte or something like that?
Yeah, that was a caramel one, I thought. Or
Oh,
something
okay.
Like that.
Yeah, that was probably
good.
one of the ones we've liked most recently. And stuff from O'Fallon is pretty good. That was in cans. I remember getting that one. But so maybe we'll look for some other stuff. That's good. I like that. I like it.
I like it.
Good, because it's mine. So we've got a couple pumpkin beers. We're just this we actually will do a podcast on. We're gonna tie this kind of together into one podcast. We'll talk about both of them a little bit, and then we'll wind up. We'll taste one then the other. It's not like we're comparing them directly to each other.
No, it's two different styles.
And then we've got this right here. Oh my god!
Oh my gosh, the pumpkin!
It is pumpkin season. It's a great pumpkin,
Keith.
Keith.
It's even orange in the glasses there.
I know, isn't that
like it.
nice?
All
See,
right.
it all works out there. Look at that. It is pumpkin season. I didn't mean to shock you all with that one. We leave this up long enough. This will be the picture that's like up when people are scrolling through Twitch.
Pumpkin coming out of my head.
You got
I'm on a pumpkin pillow.
You got cauliflower ear. I punched you.
Yeah, it does look that way. Move over a little bit. Oh.
Yeah, that'll be. But yeah, so that will be in a few moments. I haven't asked you in a while. Anything much happened in the world of TFT?
No, we're in there was a patch update, and the last few days have not been very good ones for us.
Oh no!
Yeah, I know we're struggling to find that
Cardboard
build,
league is
but
getting tough.
yeah. So we'll figure it out. But yeah, they changed some things around, but still fun as always.
Okay.
Yes.
Any new characters added or anything like that, or?
Yeah, they bring some back and they get rid of some, and
Because you're doing the free stuff, right? If you paid for stuff, can't you have all of them all the time, or do they actually switch?
Well,
people
that
in and
doesn't
out?
really. So with the game that we play together, Pocket and I play together. It's just the people are there. You don't have to have bought anything.
Oh, okay.
Then what she does, they've got the certain skins and that kind of stuff. But that's I'm guessing probably what she's doing right now is enjoying a little ARAM activity with some friends. So
I think I'll start a paper route right now.
Right now.
All right. Should we go grab some pumpkin beers?
I'm ready for him, actually.
All right.
Surprisingly enough.
Surprisingly, as much as you can be.
That's right.
All right. We will be right back.
What is the actual name?
We're back.
Lexington. Okay, Brewing. We're back. Oh, I'm still studying.
Are you still
Still
studying?
doing my homework.
I know.
Well,
You're like,
so it's Lexington Brewing and
Keith, are you ready? Yes.
Distilling.
Lexington, Kentucky. What are you reading?
I'm trying to Lexington Brewing and Distilling Company.
That's true.
It's
That
the
is
Kentucky
what we've got.
pumpkin.
Let's give it a shot. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith, and
Yeah.
we are AboutBeverages.com.
Actually, we've got too many glasses here.
And we have too many glasses.
No, that's not working. Pull these down. Need another table?
Stoned is back.
Here, look. Back again. Stoned is back. Tell a friend. All right. Take that stuff down. All right. We are going to record a podcast, as I just mentioned. We're going to try 2 pumpkin beers. If you guys have never been here for a podcast recording before, we do kind of record these in like little blocks. So you guys may be chatting, asking questions. What was all that kind of stuff? That is actually from the Stream Beats playlist on Spotify. Stream Beats Indie Pop. Harris Heller joint. So all of that stuff is commercial free, or not, I shouldn't say commercial free. All that stuff is DMCA, no copyright or whatever else. So we can play that on here.
Play it without fear.
Play it without fear, exactly.
And potential judgment from powers that be.
But whenever we were actually doing the podcast and recording to make my editing easier, because I'm a very selfish person, we will not talk with chat very much until we hit like certain spots that kind of allow us for that to happen when we've poured or sniffing and doing that. Like then that we kind of go back and interact with chat. So I apologize if someone just shows up, pops in like, hey, how's it going? What are you drinking? And we're just like, literally looks like we're ignoring them like a bunch of jerks. If you guys are here in chat and you want to tell them, they're like, oh, they're recording a podcast, we'll talk to you in a second. Always appreciate it, because we definitely have had that before. I think if a raid happened, I probably would have to stop because it'd just be too much going on, like no matter what. But for other things, when people have followed and done stuff, all of a sudden it's like, just have to wait a second till we get back into it. But yeah, so we're going to record a podcast. Do you want me to, we don't have to. I had even forgot that I had it there. Do you want me to leave that off because you don't like the way it looks behind you? I'm totally fine with that.
Did we use it last year?
I think we forgot it last year. We've used it sometimes, forgot other times. It's not a big deal.
I do like it. I just don't like where that. Does it? I mean, maybe it doesn't look bad. I don't know. Does it look? You are perfectly positioned in amongst your gourds, whereas I have.
You've entered your gourd.
I have.
We don't have to use it.
I do like the seasonal look, though. Maybe next time we'll. I don't know. Maybe when I'm not wearing the orange shirt, it would be a little. Maybe bit that would help.
Too. Yeah, we can use it if we do some more of these. We can use it next week. All right. Actually, quite enjoy M&M. So thanks for that reference. You're welcome. You're welcome. There's actually, for some reason, coming up on shameless plug right here for YouTube. If you want to check that out and hit the subscribe button, or if you want to TikTok. On TikTok, I've actually seen lately some people have been doing like Eminem falling down a flight of stairs. And someone just kind of like the hoodie and stuff, and he's falling down. He's like, "Oh my God, I fell down. Now I don't feel like a clown," and like kind of rapping like he would as he fell down. They're like so stupid, but I'm like, a couple of them have made me chuckle. So maybe look for Eminem falling downstairs. Or there was another one too. Like there was one that was like Eminem coming home, like his wife had been cheating on him or something. He's like, "Oh my God, you're in bed. What are you doing? Are you giving him head? Are you doing? Listen to what I said." Like, and just kind of doing his like little cadence of stuff. It's kind of ridiculous. Good sidebar. It is September, which to me, well, at least if we were in actually a state that got seasons, not Arizona.
True.
It would be like, oh, it's almost fall. Like the autumn is almost here.
The coolness. It is getting a little cooler in the mornings.
Okay, I'll go with that.
Cooler for Arizona.
Sure.
Cooler for Southern Arizona.
Okay. No, you're right. You're right. There won't be any leaves turning because we just have cactuses out here and Palo Verde trees and things like that. So
we don't see that too much.
We won't see that too much. But what we do see is a fresh flight of pumpkin beers starting to hit the store shelves. And every year I do enjoy torturing my brother a little bit, as we have for many years. If you want to see all the podcasts we've done, definitely go check out YouTube for all of those videos of some pumpkin beer torture. But we've got a couple more of them here for the show, and you actually picked them out. So you actually
I did this to myself. I have no one to blame but me. It's nobody's fault but my own.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for the Led Zeppelin reference, and thank you for the 2 pumpkin beers we have for this Give It a Shot. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith. And the first beverage that we're about today is the Lexington Brewing Company and Brewing and Distilling Company Pumpkin Barrel Ale. And then the second one is going to be the Pumpkin Pie Treat from Prairie Artisan Ales.
And that one's actually a sour?
It is a sour.
Okay,
yes.
so that's why we're going with the barrel aged one first. Yeah,
yeah,
it should be a treat as well. Yeah. Like hopefully, Prairie stuff is usually always delicious. I don't know if I've ever actually heard of Lexington Brewing and Distilling Company.
I hadn't either. I had actually seen this in Tap and Bottles Instagram feed a few weeks back. Saw the bottles and then actually happened to when I was there and asking about pumpkin beers, which once again is such a weird thing for me to do, but it just feels wrong. And yet, after all these years, it just has to happen.
It just has to happen.
It was there, and I was like, "Oh, okay, this is the one. This is one of the ones I saw a picture of." But yeah, I hadn't heard of them before that. So, but this is a barrel aged beer from Kentucky,
and it's Kentucky sourced pumpkin as well,
okay.
along with spices, cinnamon, nutmeg, the usual things, allspice. So it is a limited release. We're gonna see how this goes. I didn't see what the ABV was on this, and I just literally set the bottle down. Did you happen to see it?
I didn't, and I don't see it on our little.
We'll check in a minute when we start doing the other usual things. Very clear and kind of color of pumpkin.
That's good.
Yeah, that's a good start.
That's a good start.
I thought this maybe had a little higher ABV, but I didn't want to start
think it
guessing.
might,
Oh,
but
there
I'm
it is,
not sure.
10%.
Wow. Okay. We've definitely started with the higher proof.
Yeah, I should
have. But I think just from a...
What did Uncle Ned do?
What did Uncle Ned... Whoa.
Whoa. You keep going a little too far there. Not quite inhaling it, but it's getting on the upper lip. It's on the upper lip. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's somewhat reserved, I would say, aroma-wise, but just in general, seeing this color and smelling a pumpkin beer, it does like take me back through a whole bunch of memories and good times of trying pumpkin beers over the years with you. So it is, but just
that I like.
just kind of being like a reset to okay, it's pumpkin beer time.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot going on in this one per se, so it's not like it doesn't take me back to like Thanksgiving or I feel like I'm eating a pumpkin pie or something. There's a little bit of spice and then a little bit of pumpkin, but nothing like that just jumps out at me.
I would agree. The only thing that did jump out at you when I told you is that it's 10% ABV.
Yeah, I was surprised by that. But I think
yeah, that is a little bit of a jump. No, I would agree. I don't really have anything else to add to that. Yeah, it's just kind of muted pumpkin spice aroma. Nice aroma. It's pleasant. Nothing too over the top. So
that could be a good thing. It also could be good that sometimes aroma is here and taste is here.
Yeah, I'm
hoping
hoping
maybe aroma is here and maybe taste will be here.
And taste will be up here.
Up here.
Let's try it. All right, let's give it a taste.
A woman in my line yesterday, and she said she and her husband are opening up a place near Charred Pie. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Near, and it's going to be called Hoppy Vines.
Oh.
A wine place, beer, bottle shop.
Oh, love it. Sounds great.
So, yeah.
When?
Well, I guess they've been, with all the pandemic stuff, it's kind of pushed them back. They've been waiting on electrical panels, and one finally showed up. And so she's like, I don't know when we're going to open. I told a friend of mine a month ago that it'd be in a month. And like, it's a little ambitious. So, but anyway,
that'd be
coming
cool.
soon to,
that sounds good.
To a marketplace near us.
What was something I saw the other day that another place was opening, but now I've forgotten it. That was, similar to that kind of idea, but I think it was going to be more, it was going to be like a little more whiskey, like it was actually like another whiskey place was going to kind of open up. But I'll have to try and remember what that was. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I get a little more like kind of brown sugar, and kind of like maybe like the pie crust coming through, not the butteriness of it, but like kind of like a burnt pie crust kind of coming through, a little bit of the spices, but overall fairly reserved, but good. Like I think it's solid.
I get a little heat from the spiciness at the finish, and it does leave me with that sort of pumpkin-y, kind of like when you're carving a pumpkin, and you get into there and you're digging all that stuff, all of that out of there, and there's that aroma in the air. That's kind of what it leaves me. So I actually kind of like it.
Yeah, I honestly,
for what it is. I mean,
it's
I'm not
bad at all. Like I
Yeah.
said, I wish, like we always I wish there was a little more in here. I wish
Yeah.
there was a little bit more of
Yeah.
some of the things that we have liked out of some of our top tier pumpkin beers that we've talked
Right.
about. But this is definitely solid. If you see this one on the shelf, I don't remember. Do you remember what this one cost?
430,
Okay,
something like that.
So not bad. Like
especially since it's 10%, I guess.
the 10% ABV, which that I don't get at
The
all. Like
barrel
this
aged-
is kind of. I mean, if you
No.
really like this beer, it's kind of scary that it actually is
Yeah.
10%.
Yeah.
So no, it's definitely solid pumpkin beer. I would say.
There's yeah. No, I agree.
All right. Should we move on to the next one?
I think we should.
All right, let's move on to beer number 2. Grab some fresh glasses here because we can always go back and compare and contrast.
Yeah.
Like you said, this one is from Prairie. This is their pumpkin pie treat. The sour beer. Does this actually have any pumpkin in it? Because that used to be one of our big things.
Well, and that's the thing I was going to say about this one is it doesn't just taste like a beer that they've added spices to it.
No,
you
they're
get
actually-
the pumpkin. You get the spice.
you do get the
that in
pumpkin.
there.
There is a flavor to the squash.
Yeah. Yep.
Like which people like. I know that sounds like a joke, but it's true.
True.
Of all of the beers we have tried over the years, you can literally tell the ones are like, oh, they just threw spices in here.
Speaking of that, Trader Joe's pumpkin pie pumpkins are in.
Oh, are they in?
I don't know if that's of news to
I don't know. We'll have to find out what's going on.
HJ and to the brewery there, but
I don't know. We just barely gave out from last year, so I don't.
Yeah.
It didn't seem to go quite as quick. So I don't know if anybody needs any more of it. I tried to give some.
I
to
had
you,
one
and
the
you're
other
like,
day.
I've got enough.
no,
Like, don't need
I actually had one the other day.
toasted marshmallow flavor and pumpkin pie spice blend. So I'm going to say that maybe this one does not actually have pumpkin in it. I'm going to guess that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I also went to their website, and their website with this one in particular didn't really have much on it.
Not a lot of
They
information.
have another pumpkin beer, like a pumpkin parfait or pumpkin something. But that was the only one that they mentioned.
when
so
I
this one
looked-
kind of got forgotten at some point.
Yeah, when I looked this one up, the links initially were to that other one that was like an imperial and something heavier,
Yeah.
and then this one is only I think 5%, or it's much lighter as far as alcohol goes. That's a different style with it being a sour. So that's kind of what intrigued me too. Is that wait, a sour pumpkin beer? You said?
Yeah, no, I think
Okay.
that's definitely worth giving it a shot.
Of course.
Yeah. Color much lighter on this one and kind of hazy.
Yeah, and like it's almost like a little brownish hue.
There's a brownish haze in my pumpkin beer. Ooh, Prairie's bringing some to the table there. That is
bringing some sour.
That is some sour. That is some
Yeah.
pumpkin spices, and definitely the marshmallow, cream, vanilla kind of coming through there too. That's got a lot going on aromatically, and definitely the sour. You can tell this is a sour beer.
Yeah, no, you can definitely smell that.
Which makes me fairly excited. I think I'm pretty excited for this
Okay.
one. Are you ready?
Yeah.
That one kind of looks like a cider. It does kind of look ciderish. That's a good call. Yeah, that is 100% kind of cider looking. Very much so. Like, yeah, if you have like what is it? Not a raw apple cider. Like, what is that called when it's like
Unfiltered?
like unpasteurized,
Yep.
unfiltered or something like that. Yeah, no, good call, Stone. Exactly. Ready?
I think so.
I think so.
It's quite delicious.
It's pretty good. I think it may have been put in my head by someone here that is in chat during our live show, but it almost kind of has an apple quality to it in the taste. Like, I don't really taste any pumpkin. It tastes almost like a spiced apple cider with the little marshmallow, like that kind of vanilla kind of in there too, and a little bit of tart. To me, it doesn't say pumpkin beer, but it's good.
No, it's not. It's not a
I like
pumpkin pie treat. It's more of a
pie treat.
pie
Just-
treat.
It's just a pie.
Yes. Yeah, it's more like the
Possibly
whipped cream
apple
because of the marshmallow.
Yes,
and some
yep.
sort of pastry, fall pastry treat.
There you go.
Fall
Exactly.
fall pie
Exactly.
treat,
Which was my nickname in college, actually, was fall pastry treat.
fall pastry treat. I get a little bit of spicy, a little bit of that marshmallow or whatever that sort of is. The sour is really nice.
Yeah.
You definitely know that you're drinking a sour beer. I don't know if I'd pick out, like I said, the pumpkin part though.
No.
Specifically.
No, I don't get that. And like I said, because of the body, there's not a lot of that, like bringing that to it. This one's definitely, much thinner than the one we just had. Again, not to compare them too directly, but much thinner, but much more flavorful.
Yeah.
Like I said, bringing a lot more. Like I said, I like this one a lot. Like I said, I think almost calling it pumpkin did a little bit of a disservice to it in a way, because I was expecting more of those things, and I kind of had to take several sips. Like, wait, it's not that. What actually is it? I do like this. What are the and those other components? Like I said, but yeah, it's almost more of apple pie-ish to me, and then with the cinnamon sugar, and then like you said, the whipped cream on top. But it's very good.
Yeah,
Did
I like
this
it.
one similar price to the other one?
This is $4.95.
Okay, so
same
some
cost
more
as like their
expensive.
tiny S's. They seem like they've got those two levels, like the their the vape tricks and the sherbet and the slush. Those are like around $2.50 to $3, I think. And this, like, and the tiny S's came in right around $5. So,
Okay.
so yeah, it was definitely that next tier up for them. But yeah, I like it.
So of these two, which would you pick?
I would think I'd go with the pumpkin pie treat.
Yeah, I would have to agree. If you want a more traditional pumpkin, like I said, actual pumpkin beer, the one from Lexington Brewing definitely, I think, hits the spot. If you are kind of open to just being a little different and kind of being some of those holiday spices and flavors, I think the pumpkin pie treat one is pretty delicious.
Yeah.
We'll
find out. We'll go back after the recording is finished. We'll have some chat, like we usually do with our people who show up here on Thursday evenings.
That's right. On twitch.tv.
On twitch.tv.
/AboutBeverages. That is where we do our live show most Thursday evenings. If you want to find the archive for this show or any of the podcasts we've done, YouTube is the place to go. That is always a great forum. If you want to comment on something, let us know what we missed, what we should be trying, all that kind of stuff. Comment down below any of the videos. We do look at those on a daily basis, so let us know. Or if you just want to see what other things that we have tried in the past, pumpkin beers or otherwise seasonal things, go check out YouTube. Like I said, that is the great spot. If you want audio, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcast, any of those are great options right now. If you have a favorite podcasting app, just search for About Beverages and you will probably find us. And while you're doing a search such as that, you will probably find like a list of other places where we're at, social media places.
Social media, the connections.
The
social media
connections.
things, yes. Or as we call them, the 3 pillars of social media, which are Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, which is what we use most often. Like earlier this evening when I tweeted that we were about to go live on twitch.tv /AboutBeverages, which we do most Thursday evenings around 5:30 Pacific. So when we get together, record our podcasts, try some different beverages, have some fun chatting with you, and we'll show you the behind-the-scenes stuff that happens that doesn't make it into the actual the little podcasts that come out. Also throughout the week, Andrew keeps you up to date on what he is doing in the gaming world, what he will be drinking as he's doing what he's doing. I don't want to use the wrong terminology. I got lucky that one time.
You did get very lucky when you said rating and
trials
and trials. Yeah, you hit like on all the things.
I was like, oh my God, I said it right.
You did.
But he'll keep you up to date on that throughout the week. So for all the latest at About Beverages, follow us on Twitter.
But as we always say, whether we like it or not,
you should give it a shot.
And that is a podcast. That looks delicious though, and I'm a guy that doesn't like beer. This one specifically, I think will make you not think of beer. If you do actually like cider, this might actually be in your wheelhouse if that is something that you enjoy. But again, I don't ever want to force something on somebody if they don't like a certain style. But this one specifically from Prairie, and a lot of their sour beers kind of remind me of ciders. They're going to be tart, a little tangy. This one has some of those spices in it. I think it's definitely worth trying.
Well, it's funny. I bought, Drecker came out with one, and it was made with Skittles. It was called like Taste the Pert.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
And so I bought one of those because of how much Pocket likes the tiny S's, and it was interesting because then she opened it yesterday, and I said, yeah, we'll split it. And she tasted it.
She'll split it. This one's mine.
No. So she took a sip of it, and she said, yeah, she's like, it just tastes like candy. She's like, I don't get any sour. And it was interesting. And she was, I agreed with her. It didn't have like that sour sort of punch at the end.
You need that. Like you can't just have the candy
It is.
sweet.
It was almost like I when I was and they're a lot thicker too. You know, the Prairie aren't as thick, and the Drecker.
The Drecker
just
almost
their
like
perts-
starting into smoothie, like the pert even get into that territory.
even that.
Just because all the stuff they use.
And it was almost like I was drinking Hawaiian punch or something. It was just more like,
Say less.
yeah, it didn't taste sweet. I mean, it didn't taste like a beer.
It's no bueno.
Wow.
Oh, we didn't like it. Okay, so there was a
She didn't know. I wound up drinking the whole thing. She's like, I'm sorry I opened this and you have to drink the whole thing. I'm like, that's
You're
okay.
like, don't apologize
I mean,
for me finishing a beer.
I actually liked it, but I 100% knew what she was talking about. I'm like, yeah, you're right. It doesn't have that. It is more.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah. And so anyway,
Did you write them a sternly worded letter?
No, we're kind of dialing it in that at least that Prairie does sours that Pocket approves.
Okay.
So anyway, but
Do you think Pocket would like this one?
I would, you know what? I will probably buy another one of these to see if
What's going to be
I
your?
don't know.
I'm going to have. It's weird. Now, did you have any more of the
Yeah, I
other one
went
we
back
just
to
had?
this already. Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird going back to that one because it was funny when I just went back to the aroma, like itself. All of a sudden, it was like I felt like I was like, oh, I can tell there's more alcohol now. Like it was weird. Like I needed that adjustment.
Yeah.
So that was kind of interesting.
I actually,
And the flavor's nice, though,
I
too.
actually like this.
Yes, if they call it sour, it should have a sour taste of some kind. I agree.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that is one of those things, and that's kind of even like this one. And it took me a minute to adjust because of this. Like they're calling it pumpkin, so I'm like, okay, I'm expecting. And they had some of those spices, but those spices can be in a lot of different things, so those don't just always say pumpkin to me.
Right.
And if it's just more cinnamon, that could be cinnamon cookie or cinnamon oatmeal cookie, or something else that Crumble makes or whatever else. You can go that route, but yeah. Crumble, did you see their stuff from last week? I think I posted it in the Discord. I don't know if I retweeted it or not. But their one from this last week, they actually did an everything bagel cookie.
Ew.
So they did a cookie, and then they used that seasoning, and then they did like some sort of cream cheese like frosting on top.
Okay.
Like sweet cream cheese. So,
All right.
So they said it was our take on a savory and sweet treat. And I was like, I would try it like that. Would,
Sure.
Like that'd be one, like, because they're usually, if we do, yeah, sure. That's one when we do get that stuff, usually it's like, because my wife will be like, oh, that one and that one. I'll be like, I want to try the other ones. So like we'll usually get the variety of whatever because I want to try those other weird ones. Cause
Right.
You figure they're not going to make something that's like, that's disgusting. Like they're not going to do that. Like it might not be your favorite, but yeah,
Only
I thought
one
that was
person like this on our tasting panel.
Yeah.
So we're making it.
We're making it for everyone. But I think this one from Lexington is good. Like I said, I think if you're looking for basically an imperial pumpkin beer, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
Now I desperately need to find out if that Pugsley is even made anymore.
Yeah, I wish there would be a way to me, this is like a 6 or a 6 maybe. I wish they could turn this up to like 9,
Yeah.
or maybe it's a 7 and take it to a 10. Yeah, still make it in can. Oh, speaking of things that were in bottles but are now in cans, you'll be excited to know that on Saturday we should be getting the cookie dough beer in Trader Joe's.
Oh, I do like that one. That one was good. I was sad
You didn't
we
like it, did you?
Huh?
Did you like it? The cookie dough?
I thought we did like.
I mean,
that
not
one.
cookie dough, the cookie butter.
I thought we
It
did like
tasted
that
like
one.
it tastes well. It was
accurate. No, because remember I took
truly-
another one from you, or I bought.
Well, you
another one.
bought 2, but I thought you had one like sitting around for a long time.
I did just because I didn't know where to have
Okay.
it. No, I don't think it. No, I liked it.
It's going to be in cans.
I think I was
now.
just depressed that they didn't have, like, we were hoping for all those other flavors. I think that even Baker had talked about at some point. There was supposed to be all those other pastry stout,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
beers and stouts and
They
stuff
will
from Trader
be.
Joe's that we
I
wanted
think
to
they're
try.
coming in this year again. So yeah.
They do have it.
Okay. Mashed.
16-ounce cans too. Yeah, 9%. It's weird though. It says ale with natural flavors. I thought they used to, like, unless the natural flavors is the other thing, because I swear this used to have pumpkin in it, because that was one of our big things.
Oh yeah.
Go to Total Wine's website.
I do. I would. This. I'm actually. It's a coin flip. I don't know whether Pocket will like that or not. I think there's a possibility she might.
Does she like pumpkin spice stuff and things like that, or is that not what she usually is
And
looking
that's
for
what
in a
I'm
beer?
thinking.
Like that's kind of the
Probably
question.
not, but it's not over the top in them.
No.
And it does have the sour, and it doesn't taste like a beer. So, possibly.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say yes.
That she will?
I think she will.
Okay. All right.
It may not be her favorite.
No, but
I think she'll be like, oh, and she'll finish.
It's good.
Whatever you poured,
okay.
She'll finish that. Like if it was half or whatever. I don't know if she'll want another one. Like
Right,
I don't know if she'll be like,
and say,
make sure we get more of those.
Right. I agree. I think that's.
Okay.
I think we'll see.
I'm the one that'll go to a bar and be called a puss because I can't stand the normal stuff and only want the fruity drinks where I don't really taste the alcohol in the drink. You drink what you want. Like I said, if
Nothing
people
wrong with that.
Yeah, drink what you want. Like I get tired of that kind of stuff.
I think.
I enjoy a fruity drink as much. Like I mean, I love all of the hard stuff too. Like
Right.
I love all those, whatever we want to call a Manhattan, like all that kind of stuff. But I love a delicious fruity. Like
and that's the craft of the drink, though. Sometimes that is the key, is to taste all of the components, or not even taste it. They make one delicious thing together, and you don't really taste the alcohol. Oh, Total Wine.
Oh, it's in stock. Nice. I'm gonna have to
$11.99 for
4-pack.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have to get some of that.
Did
Did someone say pumpkin beers?
season.
It is. We just tried 2 pumpkin beers. We just did some podcasts on that stuff. Did I put everything back up? I did. Yeah, we just did a couple podcasts on, what was it, Lexington Brewing and Distilling
Company.
That was their Kentucky pumpkin barrel aged beer.
Yep.
Barrel ale, pumpkin barrel ale, and then we also had from Prairie Brewing Company their pumpkin pie treat. I think we're the tasty treats. Someone will get that in chat. Yeah, no, that was what we just did there, Bashi. Like I said, we always, every year, I torture my brother with some pumpkin beers. If you want to see all of the other pumpkin beers that we've ever had, shameless plug right here. Where am I going? I got to find it. Where is it? Shameless plug. YouTube. Go search for our pumpkin beers, and you will see. I'm not lying. At least 10 to 15 pumpkin beers we've had over the years, if not more. It's been a lot. Like there were some years where we would do 4 or 5.
Oh yeah,
and then 2 or 3, and some of that. Like I said,
Oh,
we've
yeah,
done.
no,
Obviously,
I would
we've done a
say-
lot of retreads of things where we would compare other stuff.
Going back to
audio, even we've had
Dogfish
some other
and-
stuff. But yeah, even video specifically.
yeah. No, you're right. Some
not
years
Total
we'd have at least 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm. We used to do. Well, what was our very first one? Do you remember what it was called?
It was the fall into Oktoberfest and pumpkin
Fall
beer.
into Oktoberfest autumn season beers. Keith always had the longest titles. Oh, well, you get to see
That's why I got
first.
so
You'll get
tired.
to see firsthand what their new online store looks like.
That's right.
So this is what it looks like now.
Log in.
Sorry, we're on the back end. We're checking to see if we can actually get something. But yeah, like I said, those are, like I said, if you want to know some of our favorites over the years, some of our favorites over the years have always been the
Dogfish.
Dogfish had pumpkin beer. I don't think they make it anymore, but Ballast Point used to have a pumpkin down, which was a Scotch ale pumpkin beer that was delicious.
That was good.
What I'm looking for right now that is available is Shipyard Brewing, the Pugsley Smashed Pumpkin. It's a 9%.
Even just their
Imperial
basic
one
was one of
The
our
Shipyard-
earlier favorites.
Yeah, exactly. We were surprised that we liked that one.
Yeah.
Local North Carolina brewery, Aviator, makes an amazing pumpkin, and they put brown sugar on the brim of the glass. So good. That is a nice touch. And actually, it's funny you mention Aviator, because my best friend has actually been out to that area before, and I think he's been to that brewery. Shipyard, go Maine, baby. We can make beer. You can, Mitch. It is so good to see you, you beautiful, beautiful human. Yeah, like I said, yeah, Shipyard Brewing makes one of our favorite pumpkin beers, like I said, which
Also,
I am
actually,
looking for right now.
Probably my favorite pumpkin beer, though, is not available for distribution outside of the family network.
Yeah, that is true.
Because you got, I think porters lend themselves actually very well to.
It was really
pumpkin
good.
beer.
Yeah, I have not had one in a little bit, but yeah, we like I said, Keith is being very kind.
You guys, well, it's a family favorite for sure.
We do do a pumpkin porter that is homebrewed, and it is pretty fantastic.
We tried the Four Peaks pumpkin porter. That was we've I would say at least 15 over the years.
So here it is. So do you see where I actually could search?
I don't. Choose a different
Yes.
store.
I bet it is. So it is very delicious. If we wind up making a fresh amount this year, Mitch, maybe I figure out a way to send you some, because I bet you'd like it. It is super delicious. And I'd love to hear you gush over it and make me feel good. But yeah, like I said, yeah, do you see any search like anywhere?
I don't see any kind
and everything is just like in a giant thing right here.
Browse.
All right. I'll do it. Yeah, because you can do, this week's, which is cool. Like you click on that and then it does a huge, because everything is here. I bought this 4-pack. Did you try these?
I have tried two or three of them. I may have one still in the fridge.
We tried 2 of them, and then I bought, I think I have not had it yet. I bought this one, the Almanac Rocktoberfest.
Oh, good old Almanac. That's good.
But yeah, so it's just all kind of like in, like, whatever. That is my favorite. Is that one of your favorite too? I knew it.
Even non-beer drinkers enjoy it.
Yeah, Shipyard, what is it? Pumpkinhead? That's the one, right? The basic one?
Yes.
Shipyard Pumpkinhead is good too, but the Pugsley's Smashed Pumpkin and Imperial Pumpkin Beer is pretty fantastic. But yeah, like I said, how do I look on here? Like I want to search for...
Yeah,
I have to go literally
there.
to each one and like look for... And then it breaks it.
No,
like this is just like, again,
we'll tell them.
I must
be
be
work
missing,
in progress.
I'm sure, like I said, it's got to be here, and like it's just like that. It's just not on, and like that's why I was like,
maybe in
I clicked
the
on
app
more
it's
info.
different?
I have not tried the app, so I should try that.
Have the app
if you want to see if that is any different. But yeah, we were trying to find out if this one is available, and at Total Wine they do have it in stock now, so I definitely recommend that one. Mitch, are you currently protecting the moon right now? I was just wondering if you were still protecting the moon. Any good pumpkin stouts? That's a great question.
Welcome to our new online store. Search
pumpkin stouts. Moon's on until +30. That's too funny. I am at.
Right. I don't know if there is a search. Yeah.
I'm at +21, Mitch. So if you just want to, like I said, if you need someone to bring into your backpack, like I said, maybe we do some raids at some point. Yeah, I can't. Man, that is a good question. That is a good question. Have we had a pumpkin beer stout? Like we've tried some.
Well, the Pumpkin, right? Wasn't that the?
I would think so, Mitch. That would be a good time. I'm trying to think of some of the stouts that we have.
We'll go
had.
to our.
You go to our website. You have to go to YouTube.
Oh, that's right. You can't go there.
Site is currently under
true.
construction. We can go to our
That's
YouTube page.
true.
I can type in pumpkin and see what we've had previously.
I might. Do I have access?
Let's see if we can find
tasting notes on here or not. Oh, I should actually.
Okay, so we did Elysian Brewing Night Owl Pumpkin Ale. That was from 3 years ago.
That wasn't a stout, though.
I want to say that. No, it was not.
I don't think so. Maybe. No, I don't think it was.
There's the Shipyard Brewing. The first time we had it was 2012. The kids that we were
10 years ago.
Lakefront Pumpkin Lager, New Belgian Pump Kick. So many pumpkin beer. Okay, so the one we actually liked a lot recently was the O'Fallon Brewing Salted Caramel Pumpkin Beer. I'm glad you remembered that earlier.
Oh my God, I'm wearing the same shirt.
You are. That is amazing.
I didn't realize I'd worn the shirt on a podcast before.
Oh
All right,
God.
very good. Very good.
There you go. I've even created the search for you. Salted Caramel Pumpkin. Yeah, it was actually really good. We thought it was going to be kind of gimmicky.
Barrel-aged pumpkin stout.
Whiskey barrel-aged pumpkin. Oh, that was from Clown Shoes, wasn't it?
Four Peaks and Clown Shoes Brewing.
Yeah, there is the link to all of the pumpkin beers that we have done on YouTube. Apologies for lots of different qualities and varieties there of our look and things, because we have gone through many iterations.
Well, once the website is accessible again, we'll do a pumpkin
This is quite
beer
a few,
search.
though.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There is a lot here. This, for some reason, all of a sudden it gets into. There's a Pecan Harvest Ale. There's even some audio stuff there too. Well, I hate to just lurk, but it's time for me to beat up Goku and for TP Metals. You go do that, Stone. I appreciate the lurk. Lurk is always totally fine.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the
the
new site.
There's a lot of links.
It's a lot of pumpkin.
834 subscribers we made it up to. We're so close.
Oh, okay.
We're making the push. If you have not hit the sub button on the YouTube page, I would greatly appreciate it.
Because good things happen then, right?
Good things happen then. As soon as we hit 1,000, that is one of the goals. We have 2 goals with YouTube.
Okay.
Got to hit 1,000 subscribers.
Okay.
And then you have to have 4,000 hours watched in a calendar year.
Okay.
So then that'll be the next big thing. I don't know how close we are on that. Like, I think we're at least like halfway in the ballpark there.
Okay.
So if we get...
What's the story?
Sorry, Noam. Thirsty guy walks into a bar. You finish it.
54-month streak. Whoa.
Lucky with the 54-month resub.
Nice.
That is absolutely fantastic. No mic, but Keith's shirt looks nice. That is very nice from a wonderful Kansas City fan to say something like that.
Tied at 17.
It is tied at 17 currently. So that is absolutely fantastic. Lucky, thank you so much for the 54 months.
54
you are
months.
Absolutely
That's,
the man. I appreciate it. That is a day one sub right there. That is a day one sub
That's
right there.
4.5 years to you and me.
It's 4.5 years to you and me. So anyway, there is the link that we just put in chat if you want to see all of the pumpkin beers that are up on YouTube, plus a little bit extra from all of the different years. So check those out. We'd appreciate that. Lucky is he doesn't like people actually saying nice things about him. He's one of those kind of, he's like,
stop it. You'll ruin my reputation. You'll let it. Yeah, I know. There are people like that.
Lucky shockingly
it's
is
like,
a really
on.
good guy. Lucky shockingly is a really good guy.
On.
But yeah, so there's all the pumpkin beers that you can do and check out, and maybe we'll even have some other pumpkin beers next week. I'm gonna try.
I think we.
I'm gonna try and search for some things. We'll try and keep this going a little bit. Maybe we even bring in a Pugsley Smash Pumpkin again because I would like to buy some of those just for myself.
Yeah.
So I will have to investigate if Tap and Bottle can just have those for me and make it easier.
Yeah. Hopefully they. Yeah. Rather than going all the way down to Total Wine.
Yeah, I'd rather not.
Yeah,
because I'd rather just get a
we'll
couple
figure
of them
it
around.
out.
But yeah,
we'll get some. No, it's as. And I told one of my coworkers this recently. I said we drink pumpkin beers. I said my brother likes to torture me with them. I said it's just kind of become more of a bit almost over the years because it's not. No, overall I don't like pumpkin beers, but there are some that I do like, and it's just sort of become one of those things in About Beverages lore.
Yeah.
So,
and I think it's nice too because it's a good dynamic where if we find one that is good and you do, and like that just shows that it is good,
like, wow.
and there's so much other quality that goes into it. It's not just that like we're throwing spices together, we're doing all these other things. Keith's shirt is vibrant. It is a vibrant shirt, but it is good. Hopefully it'll bring us good luck and we won't regret having not only a podcast but an archive show up on YouTube next week with this shirt on, and hopefully we can actually beat the Green Bay Packers this week.
That's right. Let's
in
do it.
Lambeau. That would be super nice. I have
some money down.
Did you place any bets last week at all?
I did not place any bets. But I know if we can get, I know Pocket was saying she's ready to put the app on her phone and do the whole, get the whole place $5, get the 200 free bets.
Oh, okay. But did you send her a link though so that you can get some free bets?
Okay, so can you have them both?
I don't know. I had a thing the other day because I was trying to think because I was going to send one to a friend too because I had something where it was like we both would get like $100 in free bets.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's the link right now.
That. But I didn't want that to cancel out the other. Because I'd rather her have the $200 in free bets than for us to eat. Although I guess it's about the same.
Why is it being the same? You each get something.
Yeah, you each get. But I'd rather have her have that.
Just depends on if she wants you to have something or if she wants to have it all. That's really the question.
But she said I should do it and then I make the bets. But I'm like, no, you should do it. Put some future stuff down. Do whatever. Yeah.
That's actually kind of the fun thing is putting stuff that's like long term or whatever. But no, I only placed one bet last week and I won, so that was good.
Oh, good.
I bet on the Bears to win.
Good. In the confidence.
And then I took that exact same money and I bet on the Bears again to win this week.
Okay. Might as well. You're playing with house money.
I did. That was kind of what I thought of. Like, I was like, and I did it earlier the week too. And like, apparently it's still like 9-point favorites for the Packers. It's kind of crazy.
So
I did money line for the Bears to win, which I know is stupid. Like everyone's going to call and I'm sure they're not going to win. And it's like, whatever. If I win, it'll actually be a surprisingly good chunk of change.
So one of our friends, the one who lives in Vegas, he said the Bears beat A. Rodgers this week, don't they? ? Plus 400 dog. He said.
Yeah, I don't know.
He said he owned them last year. Motivation wins games, or do they win it when they play at home? So anyway, it's you can tell he's even thinking about putting some money down on that.
It's interesting. Like I said, I know. Like I think it's good too. I've been watching. Like I said, I am a huge Bears homer. I do not hide it. But I've been watching all the press conferences, the way the coaches are talking about it, what they're instilling in the team and everything else with, like I said, I was watching the defensive coordinator today and he was like, because they were asking like, oh, is this a good time for the Bears to finally win one? Because it looks like they're receiving court, like all these things. And he said, all I've been saying this week is do not believe everything they're putting in the papers. He's like, they find a way to win. They will run the ball more. He's like, because their defense is super stout. They have a top 5 defense right now. So if they can just literally hold us with a rookie quarterback, basically a second year quarterback, if they can hold us and be close, and you had Aaron Rodgers in your corner, that is not something to sneeze at. So like that's been what he is really, pushing. So, but yeah. No, I figured since it was like I won this last week, and I was like, all right, I'll take that basically that same amount. And I was like, oh, I'll put it back on them again if they win.
Let it ride, Daddy.
If I win, it'll be great. It'd be pretty nuts, like actually. But yeah, well,
what will it be?
$180 I would win.
Okay, let it ride.
Yeah,
Daddy.
I put 40 on them because that was basically what I won. I put down 10 and I won 35, so I just rounded up to 40. So we should
I just rounded up to 100.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
I think my wife would come knocking on the door if I started placing $100 bets.
She is the one who knocks.
Yeah, she would be the one who knocks. Good tie-in to the Breaking Bad conversation earlier. But so next week, possibly some more pumpkin beers.
True.
What else? Like you've been talking about some red wine. Is it cold enough yet? You keep teasing me.
Well, it's usually cold enough in this room. So.
Yeah.
Well, we got the Zinfandel podcast we've talked about, but I think we probably should.
That is its own thing, though. Like
it is its own thing.
We can't be doing anything else. And
I think we should either before Bourbon Heritage Month is over. I don't know if you've got anything that you want to do, or
I'll have to look and see if there's something.
But
I'll
look for some more pumpkin. I'd be all right doing that.
Yeah, I would like to do another pumpkin beer or two. And then what do we? If we basically, I guess we technically only have one. No, we have two more. Two more shows. Two more shows this month before the end of Bourbon Heritage Month.
Oh, okay.
I'll take a look and see what I've got. If there's something I haven't opened up yet, like I said, because I would like to do another one for that. So that is kind of the tip of the iceberg. But if you guys ever have thoughts, things we should be trying, all of that kind of stuff, please reach out to us either through Twitter, through any of our other social media stuff, whether it's TikTok, YouTube, any of those kind of things. Like, again, shameless plug for all that stuff. I know I say it, but it does help a huge amount if you guys hit the follow button or subscribe button on any of those. And yeah, DMs are always open. So if you guys are like, oh, I just had this thing, it's terrible, that is also something we'd like to know, so we don't get it. Yep. Yeah, it's awful, or it's delicious. Let us know what it is. If it's seasonal, let us know as soon as possible, because we will try and find it for sure. We love trying things along with you. And again, we always kind of joke about it. We'd like to try and find out what we're going to have early enough in the week. So if you want to drink along with us, that's also always been kind of a dream of ours that has happened a few times. We've had a few people that have been able to do that.
Berserker did it recently, didn't he?
Berserker did it. HJ's done it with us a few times. Some other people have been like, oh, what beer is it? I'll see if I can find it too. Like LG, I think maybe has even talked about that. So that is also something we always like to do as well. We're going to go super, super easy tonight since he actually resubbed anyway. I was already thinking about it. I had the channel open. We're going to go say hi to Lucky.
Give him the Chiefs vibes. Give him positive vibes.
Give him some good Kansas City Chiefs positive vibes.
54 months.
With the 54-month resub. But we're going to go say hi to Lucky. He is helping... I think he's maybe helping some people out with King's Fall. I don't know if he's raiding with his usual group or not, but he is doing some King's Fall raid stuff. So let's go say hi to him. He is super awesome. And yeah, I thank you guys all so much as always for hanging out. We appreciate it. I mean, I know I appreciate it. I shouldn't speak for you.
No, we do. Of course we do.
Do we do? We
yes.
do? Okay. All right.
You appreciate it every day. I appreciate it. Well, I appreciate it every day.
That's
especially
true.
the days that I'm here. So
I'll appreciate it tomorrow when I'm back on like 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 o'clock Eastern. I will appreciate it again as well. But yeah, we will see you both next Thursday.
See you next week with some more fun,
5:30
festive fall stuff.
All the things.